just one day, you came down and sat next to me. You had my heart fluttering, baby, like a pair of butterfly wings. I seemed to talk for hours about everything we knew. And when you went away, baby, Lord, right then I knew that there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I'd never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. There's only one woman for me. It's been 2 years, baby. Oh, you're standing there. I see the love in your eyes, wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, the love we shared. And I knew in my heart, baby, none would ever compare. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. We talk for hours, made love on the beach. You are my dream, my only fantasy. Then one summer day, my darling, you went away. You flew up to heaven, you see, got your own pair of wings. Though it broke my heart, I remember everything you taught. There would never be another woman that could mend his heart. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Whoa, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love when the kids put new stuff together.
That's nice, right?
We have, the countdown has begun. It's the end of the year, Christmas. Then after Christmas, it's New Year's countdown.
Yes.
I can't stand that.
The end
It
of the
makes
year?
me nuts.
Why?
Because it's the end of an era and the beginning of another, and to me it always feels, Yeah, I know. Happy holidays. Thank you. It always feels like it's something's coming to an end, like the play, like the baseball season, the basketball comes to an
It's just another day and New Year's resolutions and things to be thankful for
Yeah,
and things
yeah.
to look forward to.
Is that what you do on New Year's Day? You sit there and you start looking at the people with the ball and the apple
No, I
and
usually
this
look
and
around
that?
my house with the decorations and say, I got to take them down. Then I haven't put them up yet this year. So if I don't put them up, then I don't
It's
have
a
to take them
shortcut to
down.
not taking them down.
That's
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you,
thinking.
do you watch New Year's on television? Do you see an apple or a ball coming down?
I
or
don't know
anything
what we're
like that?
doing this year. I was thinking maybe going away this year.
Well, what'd you do last year?
That's why I was thinking of going away this year. I don't remember. I usually don't do a whole lot for New Year's.
Well, you still have your family and stuff. You spend it with them or
You know,
no?
one goes one place, one goes another. It's
It's
know
not the
how
same
families
like it
change.
used to be.
It changes. So I was thinking maybe I would take them all away for New Year's. We'll see. That was kind of my thought of.
Where are you
let's
going to
just-
go? You going away? Where are you going to go?
I know, somewhere in Florida. Don't worry, I'm not going very far.
No, I'm just saying, where would you go? St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, maybe Orlando, maybe just rent like a B&B or a house somewhere to keep everyone, 3 bedrooms, a couple baths, keep everyone together
In the same house.
just for a couple days. When you need that many bedrooms, you're better off just getting a house.
I've done that. I've done that. And it's fun until it ain't. Then it's time to go home.
So a couple days. So we'll see what happens. I always have, great ideas. It's just the execution that I don't always do so much.
The
Where
execution?
are you going?
I'm going to move my chair.
Moving your chair over?
Yeah.
Anyway, happy Wednesday to you.
Happy Wednesday to you.
For those of you who watched our morning show, we had a special episode of documentary put together by one of our producers here, Katie Zivley, otherwise known as Texas. The documentary we thought on the studio, but I guess it was you, me, and Josh.
It was more Josh. It was a
more
lot of
Josh,
Josh.
a lot of Josh.
I found out a lot about Josh.
A lot of Josh.
Yeah.
A lot of Josh's shaking leg, a lot of Josh.
I know, he was grabbing himself. He was
This
like
is
so
like-
nervous. It's
I
like
know,
his
he was a little
knuckles
nervous.
turn white.
But now look, he's like ready to go. He's producing the show, and we're going to try and do an end of the year wrap up with all of our producers, at least those that are still in town, to see what they're looking forward to going forward for next year.
Yes, I get the perfect theme.
You do?
Yes.
All right. Buckle
Wait
up,
till
is
you
all
see
I
this.
can tell you. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. I can't believe it's only Wednesday hump day, as they say. We've got a great show lined up for you. The opening song was by our very own Triple C,
Triple.
who is no longer in the house. He is in a new house in Tennessee.
I want to
but
call because you
moving-
saw the storms that went out.
The storm that started here and flipped cars all the way there.
Yeah, but did you see all the damage?
I heard about it.
Got to call and check on him, see how he's doing.
We got some storm. He looked like he was on a raceway last night, so I think he was doing
Who,
just
Triple
fine.
C?
Yes.
He was on a raceway?
He had it, Colleen and his parents out on a raceway somewhere in Tennessee. So I guess they're doing okay. I guess there's racing
Never mind.
there.
Never
yeah, I
mind.
think he's just
I
fine.
get that fine.
So we've got Dr. Michelle Thompson joining us today, which I'm really excited about. And as excited as I always am about preventative care and wellness medicine, you realize that more and more people are being open to the opportunity of hearing about it, but they don't know the first step to take. And we met Dr. Michelle at our City Leads, which is always a great opportunity for networking. Today we actually had the opportunity to pre-record a show that we do on networking. It's even good to network within your own industry, is what the whole premise of this show was.
Very nice.
Which is interesting in itself, because you think, why would I want to be with another production company, or why would I want to be with other doctors? Because everyone has a niche, and you never know when you can cross niches that it just gets bigger and better.
Especially if you come at it from 2 different angles.
Which is interesting, because you actually put film footage from another show. Thank you. You actually put film footage from another company into the production to show what it actually can look like.
Yes, and we can do, I mean, that was spur of the moment, but we can do a lot of stuff with B-roll and you want to explain to people what you do, and words are great, but visual is worth 1,000 words, and I got a better idea by watching the video of what she does on that show, and it was placed on the screen, which was nice.
But you know, one of the great things that we get to do every day is not only hear about people's businesses and network in the community, but to hear the stories. And you never know what's going on behind somebody's smile, behind their image, behind their weight loss, their weight gain, whatever it is, how hard it is just to sometimes get it together in the morning, get dressed, and show up to be your best self. Because inside you got parents, you got children, you got all kind of business dealings, plus health issues. That sometimes people deal with chronic health issues every single day, but you have to get up and show your best self.
And today, this time of year, is the time when all your chronic issues come out. All your psychological, eating right, eating wrong, not sleeping, all the worries, all about what's going to happen next year, and if not for you, for your kids or your kids' kids, if you're a grandparent. Everything is magnified in December, come January, in that whole, until we get out of January, and then we get back to normal. But right now, things are running at a high pitch.
You know, and stress causes a lot.
A lot of damage.
Even if you have chronic illness, stress just plays another whole level. It just takes it, it exacerbates it. You just never know what people are dealing with.
That's
on the
why
inside.
you say, Freddie, are you going to get out of that chair? I says, no, this is my stress release right here.
Going to stay
They
right
want me to
where
get
it is.
up and get nuts like them. No, it's okay. I'm going to stay right here.
So we're going to talk about all of that, wellness, holistic. We've talked about this for years. We've worked with Daphne for years on supplements. We're going to talk to you again about how all supplements are not created equal. So you're going to want to listen to this interview on the other side of this commercial break. We've got Dr. Michelle, is it Epoche?
Epic.
Epic. I need to spell it the right way. Epic. We're going to find out the meaning behind that also. Got Dr. Michelle Thompson joining us. So stay tuned. Give us a call. 888-994-4995 at Studio A, Epic Medicine. Find out why, and we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family.
What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. It's amazing how you can make them howl.
We got Dr. Michelle Thompson of Epic Medicine joining us. And yes, I looked it up, and I'm excited to share with you the meaning of Epic and how this all came to be. Dr. Michelle is a classically trained medical doctor with all medical school residencies, everything that she did in geriatrics, palliative care, and hospice. And then, like people leave corporate America to do what they love, you kind of left corporate medicine to do what you love.
Yes, I did.
So I'm excited to bring Dr. Thompson to join us on the show today. A lot of things to talk about. End of the year, New Year's, new health, new you. New year, new health. Dr. Thompson, welcome to the cafe.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here.
I have to start. Epic. How did it get its name?
It's from the Greek word epoche, with the tilde over the second E, and it means suspension of judgment. So working with geriatric patients at end of life in the hospital setting, I found that a lot of patients judge themselves harshly, but also the medical community, they put a label on patients and they also judge them for that label. So when patients come to see me, we're suspending all judgment. Judgment about weight, about look, about what they've done or haven't done. We're going to suspend all that and start with a new slate. And our goal is about healing and wellness. And we're going to start the journey when they walk into my office.
And what took you from geriatric care, palliative care, which is just keeping people comfortable at the end of life or with chronic diseases in hospice, to functional medicine?
It was through burnout. Internal medicine led me to geriatrics because there was a gap. I felt there was a gap in the care and service that we provided our older patients. And watching older patients suffer with their chronic illness, and particularly at end of life, led me to palliative care and hospice. And then my experience with palliative care and hospice made me feel helpless. I was able to help them with their symptom management, but not with helping them to actually get better, which is what medicine is supposed to be about, helping people to heal. And I landed on functional medicine. It's scientifically based, it's evidence-based. I actually now work with patients to help them heal and to stay healed. It's all about health and wellness and getting better, and getting off medications and feeling better and living a life full of vitality.
What I love about the bridge that you bring to the table is you understand the medications that people are on.
Yes.
It's not like you're walking into a wellness center in the mall where someone's college kid is there saying, oh, buy this supplement and buy that. You understand the nature of the disease, the medications, and sometimes we talked about, people need to be on those medications, whether it be cardiac, thyroid disease. There are medications, blood pressure, we have to be on. And then you add in what you do.
Right. My goal, if it is at all possible to get patients off their medications, which are chronic and over time have side effects, is to allow the body, give the body what it needs because it has an innate ability to heal itself and to remove what's actually causing harm. And through our lifestyle, we do things unknowingly that actually harms the body. So through a process of education, patients become empowered to do what's required to support their body's innate healing ability.
You know what it's like. You take one medicine, you have a side effect. You take another medicine, you have another side effect.
Yes.
But wait, then there's going to be another because the two medications interact the wrong way.
Absolutely.
And then your body really can't heal. Because I think medicine has, you're right, has taken a turn where it's not healing, we're band-aiding things.
Yes.
Right? Medication a lot of times just band-aids the root cause of what it is.
Yes. And there aren't any medications that's been studied for us to be on them for 10 or 20 or 30 years. That's the reality of it. So there are long-term side effects of medications. So the goal is to get off of them as soon as possible.
Now, what types of patients do you work with?
All types. The most common symptoms, and I don't necessarily put labels on patients, but the most common symptoms are related to fatigue, hormone imbalance, perimenopausal and menopausal women, PCOS, insomnia, mood disturbances, depression, anxiety, weight loss. Those are the top symptoms that patients present with. And now there seems to be a wave of autoimmune conditions such as Hashimoto's. I've worked with patients with Lou Gehrig's disease, just a wide range of illnesses. And patients come to me after they've exhausted the traditional approach to their care and they're getting worse. And we work together to help them feel better and get better.
I feel like she summed me up in about 30 seconds.
It's funny because
right?
because recently we've met more and more people that I don't know if all of a sudden they have discovered this new light bulb that disease
Hashimoto's?
exists because there was a time when nobody knew or nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you come in here and maybe 5 out of 4 out of 10, especially the women.
Higher
For some
incidence in
reason.
women than men?
Yes. And autoimmune conditions have been on the rise over the past 10, 20 years. And I don't want to get into the controversy of the COVID vaccine, but there is an association. We're noticing in the holistic space an association with the COVID vaccine and autoimmune conditions such as Hashimoto's.
I think there's going to be a lot more stuff that's going to come out because this stuff was put on the market as a Band-Aid because they were getting press. And they wanted to stop seeing millions of people dying, and the government felt, again, helpless. And they put it out there just to slow it down, not to cure it, but to slow it down because we took the vaccines. I still got COVID. But I didn't feel as bad as people who didn't get it. So it's a give and take. Now, I wanted to ask you, there are certain drugs, certain sicknesses like diabetes that I'm really, really interested in. And I read an article where cinnamon and potassium chloride or some kind of pill, they go together and you take it and you'll see results of A1C in 14 days. Now, I did it. I took it. And I gotta tell you, it worked. After 14 days. Now, I don't know if it's something introduced to the body and they're saying, okay, we're gonna give you this
What did
now.
it do? It lowered your A1C?
It lowered my A1C.
Did you check your A1C?
Yes. And lower my sugar. I shouldn't say my A1C.
Okay, yeah.
Lower my sugar. not the
A1C takes a couple of months to change.
The sugar. It lowered the sugar. Which if it stays at this point, then I think they got something. See, my biggest fear is that I try all these things and they do work at the beginning. But the body is making the adjustment. And then all of a sudden, the adjustment goes away. I'm also watching what I eat. No carbs and staying away from carbs. And it tells you all this to do this. But I wanted to ask you, how is it that cinnamon is such a activator in your, I think it's in your pancreas? Helps it activate your pancreas?
So there's a number of different herbs, for example, that will help increase the sensitivity of the body to insulin. So insulin is the key to lowering your blood sugar. And cinnamon is one of those things that can help increase the sensitivity to insulin, and that will lower your blood sugar. Now, does it solve the problem?
Right.
Not necessarily, particularly if you're continuing to have a diet that has high blood sugar or complex or carbohydrates or a high-fat diet. So to help the cinnamon do what it does, there's education about good nutrition and lifestyle modification for it to be sustainable.
Well, you got to do the yin and the yang. It's not just take a pill and think your sugar's going to go down and stay down. You got to sort of get like a booster or something that tells you, no, you can make a difference. Like I also read that if you take the skin of a pineapple and you boil it and you drink it as a tea, that it helps with sugar reduction. And I'm saying to myself, but why don't we know these things? Why is it such a secret?
Yeah, because it's healing, that's why.
Because it's working.
Because it's working. So the fundamentals are that the standard American lifestyle of eating whatever we want indiscriminately is going to have harmful effects on the body. And one of the biggest problems related to a lot of our chronic diseases is insulin resistance or blood sugar dysregulation or blood sugar imbalance. And so even though there are things out there that can help to regulate that, the starting point is our lifestyle. It's knowing what actually feeds the body, what nurtures and nourishes the body, not what's throwing that off and causing and creating imbalance in the body. Because just like with the cinnamon and the pineapple skin, those are Band-Aids because you're not fixing the problem.
Right.
Right? It's going to help. But are you going to do that long term? Are you going to have pineapple skin tea every day for the rest of your life?
I'm glad you said that.
Is there a way to get to the root cause of type 2 diabetes? I know type 1 is a little different, but type 2 diabetes.
Yes, absolutely. And in the functional medicine space, the first thing we're going to do is review the lifestyle and to see what is creating that imbalance, particularly as it relates to nutrition, exercise and movement, stress. As you said, stress does cause disease and insulin. Stress spikes your stress hormones, which also spikes your blood sugar. And when your blood sugar spikes, your insulin goes up, and we're right back to insulin resistance. So it's education, it's lifestyle, and there are supplements that increase the sensitivity to insulin and to help lower your blood sugar while you're making those modifications in your lifestyle.
Right. And thyroid disease.
Yes.
Is there a way to get off medication on that?
It is possible. As it relates to Hashimoto's, there's a direct correlation with gut health. So oftentimes patients have intestinal permeability. Some people call it leaky gut. Some people have food sensitivities or food allergies and they don't know it. But they tend to have subtle symptoms, whether it's gassiness or heartburn or irritable bowel. Those are some of the clues that something's going on. So to work on your thyroid, we start with the gut. The other thing that has a direct relationship with the thyroid hormone is stress. The stress hormone impacts your thyroid hormones. So in the functional space, we look at the different systems of the body to see how it relates to the thyroid and repair whatever is imbalanced.
So would you tell somebody who's stressful, and because some people are fit like King Kong, but the stress, you can cut it with a knife, and then you wonder why they have all this going on. How do you diminish the stress? How do you tell people, okay, let's end the stress madness?
Right, that's a great question. So there's different types of stress. There's emotional stress, mental stress, physical stress, and then there's physiologic stress. Regardless of the source of stress, whether you have an argument with your spouse or you're yelling at someone on the 95 or you have a car accident, or if you eat a candy bar, your body physiologically responds the same way with the stress hormones. So first, it's having the information to get empowered on what's causing stress, that stress response, and then modulating that stress response. So there's a number of different approaches. One, we're always going to default back to lifestyle. So if you're always in a hurry to get to work, what can we do to modify your schedule so that you leave a little earlier so that you're not in a hurry to get to work, because that's going to lower your stress. Having healthy, supportive relationships, doing things that nurture yourself and self-care, whether it's going for a walk on the beach or meditation or music, whatever it is that lowers your stress hormones. And then there are some what we call adaptogens or herbal support that can help modulate that stress response to lower it down and improve that your body's ability to adapt to stress.
A lot of this all comes down to lifestyle, food, exercise,
Yeah, but
stress
Sleep.
reduction,
Yeah, but
everything.
you have
Good quality sleep.
controllable issues, and then you have non-controllable issues, right? What I like about talking to Doc is I talk to her and I'm listening to choices.
You feel calmer?
Yeah, I go to my guy, he says, okay, take a pill for this, take a pill for this, take a pill. No, I'm not doing that. Not doing that anymore. Now, when I was a kid, I had bad acne, and they gave me tetracycline. I mean, I could build the Empire State Building with, that gave me tetracycline when I was younger, so it's destroyed my gut.
Yeah.
No matter what I do, I have to be even more sensitive, more careful, on top of everything else, what I eat. So I was going to ask you, individuals have different issues, even though they're the same weight, same height, same everything, right? Everybody's a different issue. Like if I had her and somebody who looked like her, they may have the same physique, but they are different. So you have to approach each individual differently and make a program for them. Yes?
Absolutely. So each person's care is customized to their symptoms and their body's physiology and even their genetics. So sometimes we have to dive a little deeper to investigate why they're not healing, and it could be their genetics. So each person has a tailored program for their treatment. And not only is the program tailored in terms of supplements, but their lifestyle choices. So I do coaching as well. So people need or benefit from an accountability partner, someone to help them see their gaps or their weaknesses, someone to help them create that vision, that really clear vision of the life that they want for themselves, and then to create a strategy to work towards that. So, you know, for someone who has a very stressful lifestyle, they may not see their options. They may not see where they can make some tweaks, some small but significant changes in their lifestyle that have an impactful benefit to their overall well-being.
It's a lot to talk about.
That's interesting, because sometimes you need that person to tell you, stop feeling sorry for yourself, get up and do this or do that to make it work. And it's funny because people in your life, like your family, they say, well, what is it that that person is saying that I haven't told you? And I've heard this over and over again. But I look at how they drink and they eat and everything else, and that's where the problem started. Hanging out with these people was where the problem started, because I used to tell you I was on the seafood diet. I see food, I eat it. And you can't do that. You got to have accountability. So sometimes somebody who's doing things a better way, I didn't say the perfect way, a better way, becomes a more better sounding board to put you on there. Because, you know, paths change, Doc, you know this.
Absolutely.
In December is not the same thing as January, not the same thing as February. It gets hot, all of a sudden things change. Start drinking more of the Kool-Aid that you're not supposed to have. Things change. You're not a machine.
And our bodies change. As we age, everything changes.
Everything. You know what does change is the brain, because I get smarter as I get older. I was dumb when I was younger.
No, let's talk about that on the other side of this commercial break. Mindset, New Year's resolutions. No, we thought we were
Dumb. Indestructible.
Exactly.
I can take anything and nothing's going to happen to me until I get up in the morning now and I got to tell you my knees don't feel too
we
good.
got to fight genetics sometimes. Stay tuned. More to come with Dr. Michelle Thompson, and we'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon. One of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hello and welcome to the news, or the good news actually of this day. As you can see, this beautiful image right here. If you can understand any in that image, you're just an absolute genius, because I don't know what that is. But from Good News Network, the U.S. Department of Energy announced a breakthrough in nuclear fusion, where we gain more energy by heating up atoms or something like that, and the atoms got hotter, or the temperature of the atoms are hotter than the sun. And we get more energy from that. It's described as a true breakthrough moment, which is tremendously exciting. So hopefully that will help out with our energy, fossil fuel, and just help the climate and help planet Earth to just do better in the long run, instead of using all these nasty resources that we have right now. Moving on to the next little segment from the week. There's a dog right there. If you see the image, that dog's name is Van Gogh. He was rescued from a shelter. He has one ear because he was, and up in North Carolina, he was used as a bait dog for a dog fighting ring. And now he's a world famous artist. And his work has raised over $3,000 so far for the rescue organization that he was adopted from, which is nice to hear. On to the next segment. A chef learns sign language. And the reason he did that is because he found out that one of a couple that made reservations at his restaurant in Tatsu, Dallas, was they were deaf, and he wanted everyone to feel welcome that walks through into his doors. So he learned sign language for those people. I don't know how to say thank you, but I think it's like that. Thank you. Some exciting movies coming out this weekend. We do have Avatar 2 coming out, so I know that's probably going to be a big box office for that movie and all the theaters this weekend. I know that's probably going to be the movie everyone's going to watch. I think the estimated weekend sales is 135 million or 165. Wow. It's one of those two, but it's going to make a lot of money. So yeah, it's coming out this Friday. And last but not least, the weather of this week, which is kind of good. We got partly cloudy from today, tomorrow, and Friday. The only time it gets a little rainy is Saturday and Sunday. It was 60% on Saturday and 70% on Sunday. So just make sure you have your rain boots ready for the weekend, and that's it. All right, well, this has been your segment. What's the catchphrase? Catchphrase.
Always the good news, never the bad.
It's always the good news and never the bad. And now back to the show.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
I gotta tell you, that fusion thing is two heliums. Two hydrogens and one helium, and it's the way the sun works is where they got the idea from, and it's going to change everything about how fossil fuels are not going to be used in the future. They're going to go to this. It doesn't have meltdowns like Chernobyl or anything else. It is a game changer, exactly what he touched on. So,
when my son was little, there was this fast food restaurant. He would go around telling everyone, don't eat there. They use fossil fuels to make their French fries. And their teacher called me in one day and said, what is he talking about? I go, I don't know. What are you teaching him? She said the fossil fuels, they use them in these fast food restaurants to make French fries. I go, well, then maybe he's just telling you right back what he exactly.
You shouldn't teach them that. They should teach holistic medicine in school. I think
know.
that would be a surprise to everybody. You know, you can't even read Dr. Seuss now. I grew up with Dr. Seuss. It didn't make me a bad person. I'm not racist. I'm not anything like that.
Things are changing.
No, things aren't changing. I think conveniences are changing.
It's changing. Well, I want to ask you, new year, new resolution, new year, new you. What do you think people are looking to do coming up for 2023?
Well, definitely the usual weight loss. I think people are also looking to get healthier. I think with COVID, people are looking for natural solutions to their health concerns, and that'll be a big New Year's resolution. The third thing is mental health. With COVID, it's brought more awareness to mental health issues, and I work with an organization, Fight for Mental Health. That's Fight for with the number 4, not the word for mental health, not just to bring awareness to mental health concerns, but to actually have solutions, mental and physical well-being solutions. I think those are the top 3 concerns. People want to get healthier.
And what type, you were talking before the show, there's this new supplement, I can't say new, but new that you're working with.
Yes, a great weight loss program. It's an all-natural supplement. It is a combination of a patented fatty acid and fiber, so it's all natural with no additional ingredients, and I'm having fantastic personal results with it. Mentors and other people in the holistic space are having incredible results. I've been taking this supplement for 3 weeks, and I've lost 2 inches off my weight. No side effects whatsoever. I feel fantastic. I feel like I have more energy, and it's definitely a big win for me. And I'm even more energized and motivated to exercise. So it's just a positive feedback for me with this new weight loss program. I hit that magical number in the 50s, and so my hormones are changing. So I used to be skinny all my life, and the past year things have been different, which is what happens to a lot of perimenopausal and menopausal women. So this supplement has been a grace for me. I'm excited about it.
I call it just getting fluffy, where you just can't get control of those couple of pounds, no matter what, and your hormones are changing, and
Yes.
everything's changing. And this sounds, fiber is great for your gut health, so this has to be a win-win.
It's definitely a win-win. It works based off of leptin resistance. So leptin is that hormone that tells you that you're full, but if your body's resistant to it, you're just going to have food cravings all day. And one of the biggest sources of leptin resistance is high insulin. So it, again, ties right back into blood sugar dysregulation and insulin resistance. So not only is it helping with insulin resistance, but leptin resistance as well. So I don't have the food cravings that I used to. I'm not starving. I don't feel like I'm starving. I haven't really modified my diet much. And it's just, I wake up and
You feel good.
clothes are looser. It's like, okay, I'll work with this. I can fit back into the clothes that I wore 10 years ago.
Wow.
See, that's the secret to losing weight. You don't have to take the grouchy pill. Because people lose weight, they get grouchy.
Yeah.
And then I don't care if you don't lose weight, just get away from me because you can't talk to people. And when you're 40 and you do that diet, a diet, and you're 50, the same diet doesn't work because
Doesn't work.
Right.
your body's changing.
When you're
And when you're
60.
60, forget about the 50 diet because your body just changed again. So you
Exactly.
got to be smart about what you talk to your body.
Absolutely. Listen to, yes, talk to your body, listen to your body. Your hormones are changing. Your muscles are getting weaker. The sensitivity of your body's response to things aren't the same. I used to be able to, get on the elliptical and just go for like 30 minutes. Now it's like, 15 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, maybe we should take a break. Our body's just not the same. But with bioidentical hormone support, we can increase our resiliency and feel like we're reborn and have that rejuvenation and vitality in our lives. So there's definitely some solutions. I feel better than I did 10, 20 years ago.
That's amazing.
I used to be able to watch you go 30 minutes. Now I to watch you go 40 minutes.
How important is exercise and movement to a healthy lifestyle?
Exercise is second to nutrition. Sometimes it can even be considered number one because there are athletes out there who have poor nutrition, but they feel fantastic, and that's because they're exercising all the time. Exercise is great for your mood. It's great for your muscles. It's great for your bones. It's great for everything. It's great for sleep. There's no downside to exercise. What's important is that there are different types of exercise. So there's, resistance, and there's aerobic, and there's even stretching. It's important to have a combination of all three.
Not just weight. Now, weight-bearing exercise for bone density, for women and for men.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean you're out there lifting 20, 30, 50-pound dumbbells. Even small weights?
Even small weights. And what the body will build itself. So you start out small, you start out slow, and gradually you'll be doing remarkable things that you never thought you'd be able to do. And it is possible to increase your bone density. You don't give up. You don't have to give up. But your bones are like any other organs. It needs to be stimulated. So if you're not doing weight training or any resistance exercise, your bones are going to go to sleep because it's going to think, oh, don't need it. Let's not use it. So it is important to stimulate your bones. It is important to stimulate your muscles.
What about genetics? We look at your parents, your grandparents, they've got heart disease, they've got diabetes. Can we fight genetics?
It's interesting that heart disease is not necessarily predominantly a condition that's because of genetics. It's more related to lifestyle.
That's interesting.
So if you change your lifestyle, you're able to significantly positively impact your life expectancy.
It's the best news I think I've heard all day.
What about neuropathy? All of a sudden, my phone is blown up with neuropathy. Now they say there's something that can be done to bring back the sensation of these nerve endings that apparently I was told are dying.
It depends on what's causing the neuropathy. The treatment for the neuropathy depends on the cause. So you got to first identify the cause, and sometimes it's multifactorial. So if it's a B vitamin deficiency, for example, replace the B vitamins, and over time your nerves will respond. It just takes a long time for your nerves to regrow.
What is the proper amount of B vitamin you should take? An elephant, state of New Hampshire? I mean, how much B vitamin can you take?
So a really decent multivitamin complex, vitamins and minerals should be enough. However, what I'm finding is that most people have a number of B vitamin deficiencies. So B vitamin is not the be all end of it all, nor folate. There's biotin, there's pantothenic acid. So there's a number of different B vitamins, and we need all of them for our physiologic processes. So I don't want to focus on one vitamin and the dose for that one vitamin. More importantly, the body doesn't work with isolated vitamins. It works in concert. To take a good B complex or a really good multivitamin with mineral complex to support your body is a better approach. If you have a particular vitamin deficiency, then you'll need higher doses and possibly prescription doses.
What the deficiency? You take a blood test?
We do testing. We do in-depth testing of what's happening to the body on a cellular level. So in conventional medicine, we'll look at your electrolytes and your kidney function, and your liver enzymes. In functional medicine, we dive even deeper. We look at how well your liver's detoxing. We look at even more minerals, and we look at each of the individual B vitamins and antioxidants to see what level of support your body needs and the deficiency that it has. We look at the different fatty acids that your body has stored. We look at your essential amino acid profile. So there's a number of different things that we look at. Because if you're deficient in one or two amino acids and we replace that, that could make a world of a difference on your mental health. Just like with your gut, if you have gut imbalance, your gut bacteria produces 90% of your serotonin, which is that feel-good, good mood hormone. And if your gut's off, the serotonin's off, but you also need amino acids for that as well. So in concert with some B vitamins. So we look at everything to see what you need and then customize your treatment program for that.
It doesn't mean go to your local health food store and start buying things off the
5,000
shelf.
B.
No.
Not do that.
It's an unregulated industry.
I did that, by the way. There's like this famous actress that I think so much, and she had these great commercials on about de-stressing. It was Zen-Gen. So I went out and I bought the Zen-Gen.
She got Zen sick.
I got so sick, I almost went to the emergency room. The pain was so bad from these gummies. I did not even know what to do with myself.
I told you to stop taking them.
So I stopped them, but that's what I'm saying. And even me, who takes supplements, thought I could even overcome the Zen-Gen. Oh, no.
And I know people that take it in tea, and they swear by it. I don't take it because I don't know it, and I'm foreign to it. I also wanted to touch, are we going to go to commercial or keep going?
Go ahead, one more question.
I wanted to talk about cannabis.
Oh, that we'll do on the other side of commercial break. That's going to be a whole big conversation.
Because they're all going to come out here to hear this.
Do you have time to stay for a little bit longer?
Sure, absolutely.
And as people are watching, what's the best way to get in touch with you or your website?
My website is epicmedical.org. That's EPOCHE medical.org. Or you can give me a call, 954-210-7729.
I got to love this. You know, it's all about being proactive. And people may say, oh, my insurance doesn't cover it. True. Your insurance may not cover the preventive care and staying healthy. But at the end of the day, when you're in the hospital and you're getting palliative care and you know you're at the end of life, if you had invested in yourself and your health in the beginning, you might not be in that situation. So more to come with that. Stay tuned.
I've heard better stuff from her in the hour we've talked than the years that I've been at the clinic. It's unbelievable.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number:
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You put a little bit of miles on your truck to put a little bit of smile on my face. Lately I've been losing my train of thought when you hold my hand or even when you say my name. Yeah, you've got me feeling more than a little bit, little bit. You've got my heart racing. You've got me all in it. Wishing that I could see you every hour, every minute. I'm just so distracted. Your touch, I gotta have it. It's not like me to get so caught up. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm a little bit in love. I get a little bit of butterflies when my phone lights up, and I can never seem to put it down. Your eyes get lost in mine just a little bit, and my eyes are locked on you in any place, in any crowd. Yeah, maybe I'm falling more than a little bit, little bit. You've got my heart racing. You've got me all in it. Wishing that I could see you every hour, every minute. I'm just so distracted. Your touch, I gotta have it. It's not like me to get so caught up. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm a little bit in love. A little bit in love. Yeah, I think I'm falling more than a little bit, little bit. You've got my heart racing. You've got me all in it. Wishing that I could see you every hour, every minute. I'm just so distracted. Your touch, I gotta have it. It's not like me to get so caught up. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm a little bit in love. A little bit in love. A little bit in
And we're back.
All right, you ready to talk to Dr. Michelle Thompson
I do.
of Epic?
I just want to mention real quick.
Yes.
We are updating our website, and Teddy Kruger's in there doing her thing, and we're going to make it bigger, better, more beautiful. And AMP's website, the network website, is also being updated simultaneously.
Very nice.
So for the new year, you're going to see all new stuff. Teddy says you're going to get it done sooner than that, but I'm going for the new year to kick in the new year. all new programming, all new, with a lot of buttons. I like websites that have buttons. You hit this and
Just
something
don't give it to Mayor, because he'll keep clicking buttons.
No Mayor. No Mayor.
But a lot of things are changing, and I know medical marijuana, cannabis is a hot topic here. Everyone is looking for new ways to de-stress, clean ways to de-stress, not necessarily taking medications. What I have found with people I know that take anti-anxiety medications is they start with one, and then you add another one, and then sometimes you add a third because one stops working, two stops working, there's a side effect, you need a third. Now you're taking 3 medications for anxiety, and sometimes, even though people laugh at the medical marijuana and the cannabis industry and either THC or without it or the CBD, it's a holistic plant if you get the right type of supplement.
Well, let's work this backwards,
Okay.
because you brought up a good point. You take a pill, that stops working. You take a stronger pill. Isn't cannabis going to be reactive in the body the same way? It will calm you at the beginning, and then that has to be mixed and changed and grow.
Let's ask the doctor.
So my experience with it, no. There are people who are, because of their biochemistry, are at risk of becoming dependent on cannabis. The doses that we're giving are for medical benefit, so patients can have the symptom relief that they're looking for, as opposed to the dosing, and it's low dose THC. So it's not promoting the dependency, the biochemical dependency. People who are eligible are people with cancer, for example, multiple sclerosis, PTSD, depression, insomnia. So people who have exhausted the conventional approach, and this is the only thing that works for them, and it's very effective. And they're able to function in their normal lives without getting high.
What about side effects?
Very minimal, if any, side effects. I actually have been fortunate. I haven't had anyone that has had any side effects with it.
So different than this anti-anxiety medication. You can even watch the commercials. When this one doesn't work anymore, now you should add this one on top of it.
Yes, so medications are treating the body from one or two biochemical pathways without an appreciation for how complex the system operates. So the cannabis is a natural product. So we have receptors all over our body. So it's a more natural approach to the symptom management.
Now, do they mix and match? Because I heard from somebody who you just saw the other day, when they first started out, they used to mix like a 1 and 3, a 4 and 5. They had like a mixture that would supplement whatever ailment. This was for a guy who was really had a high amount of anxiety going on in his life. But I guess they were trying to find the right adjustment. Is that even correct?
So there's different strains and there's different dosing. From a physician perspective, my role is to determine someone's eligibility for the medical marijuana card, but then I am able to place a ceiling on the dose that they're able to receive at the dispensary, but then there's different strains to address different symptoms that they're having.
And for anxiety,
yes,
there is a strain. There is a really interesting.
It's interesting, right?
It is. Now, anxiety for a 50-year-old is the same anxiety for a 60-year-old, is the same anxiety for a 20-year-old?
Everybody's different. So again, from a root cause perspective, I look at all the different contributors of anxiety or the neurochemical or brain imbalance, and again, remove what's causing harm and replace what the body needs to heal itself. So it could be very different. I've seen folks who are survivors from the World Trade Center and the Parkland shooting, to people who have just been working in healthcare during the COVID experience who have severe anxiety or have lost multiple family members due to COVID. So it's different people, different age groups, different experiences, different medical problems or health history that's impacting their anxiety as well. It's a little bit more complex.
Did you ever think when you went to medical school, in residency, and all your training, that your career would lead you into this path that we're sitting here actually discussing medical marijuana as a treatment for all the things that you learned not to use?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was so gung-ho on learning the chemistry and what we call pharmacokinetics or pharmacodynamics, how to prescribe medications. That's what we're taught, how to prescribe. We were never taught about the natural approach to healing and health and wellness.
You believe this? When I was in my earlier ages, I was taking medicine.
But you think about when you go to medical school, you're so on the straight and narrow and taking care of the patients, and you never do no wrong to a patient. And marijuana back in the day was like, no way could you be talking about that, and going against big pharma didn't do that either, right? This is your medical license was based on what you could prescribe, right? What medications and what is regulated and what isn't, and what you're allowed to order. And now here you are, probably a lot of times not even using that prescription.
Not
pad
anymore.
for
Not as
medication,
often.
right?
Certainly not as often. That's correct. We're going all natural, and my recommendations are based on the government guidelines that we use. So there's still guidelines that we follow, and even in the holistic space with supplements and nutraceuticals, there are guidelines based on research and therapeutic dosing of these herbal products and supplements.
What should people look for, right? You can go to these big box stores and you can get 2 large bottles for $30, or you can go someplace else and get this much for $100. What are we looking for?
So there's a couple of things. You want to look for certain third-party certifications, such as NSF or GMP certification. That's a third-party testing. The other thing is I tell people to look at the other ingredients. So if you want, folate, what else is in that folate? Sometimes there's sugars or other binders or in there that you don't need. So you look for the cleanest product you possibly can. If they go to my website, they can get on an online dispensary. I prescribe or recommend supplements that have been third-party tested. We call them medical grade. They're high-quality, hypoallergenic supplements that's available to folks instead of going over the counter. Not all supplements are created equal. Supplements that I use have been tested for quality, purity, and consistency, and that's important. You want to know that every folate has the same dose every time that you take it, and that there's no contamination.
I'm looking at your website, so you can just sign up.
Yes.
Can you order
script.
directly, or you have to sign up to the website and then go through you to do it?
You have to sign up.
Because it pulls up an email for FullScript. Okay.
So you enter your email. That's basically to check to see if they're already an existing patient or not.
Okay.
And once you have an account, it's free, then they can go ahead and order. I can set up protocols for anything from weight loss to diabetes, gut imbalance, stress management, memory loss, heart disease, high cholesterol, you name it, we can set up some protocols.
Wow. Memory loss is huge as well.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I think COVID, and I know people who've had it, definitely have a harder time. Some people have lost word finding, memory, short-term memory. You can help with that.
Yes. So with
yes, of course, we
COVID
can
does
help
a
with that
number
too.
of things. It causes massive inflammation, which we know. It causes this immune response. It also causes clotting, and it depletes your body of nutrients. So, or there's a combination of all of the above. So patients who are suffering from long haul COVID, they tend to have high oxidative stress, and they need a lot of antioxidants. They need a lot of nutrients, and they need to maintain an anti-inflammatory diet and lifestyle. So we attack it from all the different angles that we know that COVID attacks. We're counterattacking, actually, to help the body heal itself.
And the body does heal itself. Sometimes
Body
it just
does heal
takes
itself.
a little bit longer, but on the medications, you're just band-aiding it. It's not healing.
Are there any foods that you take or drinks that increase inflammation?
Oh, absolutely, such as saturated fats. That increases inflammation. So you want to reduce inflammation, eat a predominantly whole food, plant-based diet. It comes from nature to heal our bodies. So less saturated fat, more unsaturated fat, more foods with nutrients in it. So the colorful foods, the reds, purples, orange, greens, yellows, those have the healing foods and the healing nutrients in it. So the more you eat, the more you're naturally replenishing the body.
Not like the
those
white
are
bagels.
natural supplements.
Not like the white bagels and white cream cheese.
No, that doesn't have any
really has
nutrient
no
in
color
it.
and no
That's more
nutrients.
pro-inflammatory because it's sugar.
Sure.
It's whatever else that's in it, and they actually tend to remove the nutrients from the flour when they're making it. Add sugar to it and whatever else to it, and there's fat in the cream cheese. So that's pro-inflammatory.
So fish, like a salmon and broccoli, is a better alternative than chicken or a burger or anything like that because of what it's made of.
Well, the burger's processed. There's unfortunately no simple answer to anything. I'll try to simplify it. So not all chicken are raised the same. So you want one with no hormones, no antibiotics, as natural as you possibly can. Not
I gotta go to
fed GMO
Nebraska
corn.
for that, Doc.
You may have to. You may have to. If you have salmon, you can get wild caught, but then there's a concern about mercury contamination.
Right.
Farm raised, you prefer for it to be sustainably raised salmon. So it can be a catch-22. That, I would say, eat in moderation. Whether you're eating wild caught or farm raised, eat in moderation, and then have your annual blood levels checked. Like I said, we check for the different fatty acids, and we check for mercury toxicity and a number of other toxins such as arsenic and cadmium, to make sure that your lifestyle is a healing lifestyle and not a harmful lifestyle.
Man, there ain't nothing you can eat. Can't have shrimp, can't have lobster.
Everything in
Can't have
moderation.
You can have it in moderation. The concern is that when you're sick, moderation may not be the best thing for you. You may need to be on a stricter regimen. But once you heal, then moderation works.
Key is to heal.
Yeah,
The
but I
key is
don't
to
want my
heal.
fish to glow in the dark, if you catch my meaning here. The problem is that you worry about what you're going to order. So you see on the menu, it says wild caught. It says, okay, where? I don't know where. They caught it. It was wild. It could have been off the coast of Japan, and now you're in trouble.
No.
Yes. Don't tell me no.
So that's why you have healing foods on the plate. So that if you take the risk of, I don't know where this fish came from, you have your broccoli on the plate. That's a healing food.
I know, but a plate of
And
broccoli,
sweet potatoes.
Doc, is not really sexy, if you know what I mean.
It
Gotta
can
have
be.
something with it.
That's a mindset thing. Broccoli can be very sexy. You got to if you change your relationship with food, and we can talk about how to change your relationship with food, because that's where the education and empowerment comes in. Like, I don't see broccoli as, okay, this is not sexy. I see broccoli as fiber, magnesium, protein, and these nutrients. And I drizzle a little olive oil, a little salt, and I put it in the air fryer, 5 minutes, and it's delicious.
But that's all you're going to have is the broccoli?
I
You ain't
can.
gonna have nothing with it?
I can, but then you can add other foods to it. So sometimes it may be better to work with a nutritionist that can help you choose foods that are tasty and delicious and energizing for you, as well as, nutritious.
That's true. The last time I did that, she took a whole tribe of people with me to go buy water, the correct bottle of water. It took an hour to find and I went to a place that had 5,000 bottles. And I kept picking the wrong one. She says, nope, there's only one. Remember this? And she picks the right bottle of water. My son still remembers this.
Yep.
We could probably have a discussion about water, because most bottled water sources are coming from public sources. So it may be better to just put a really decent filter
At your house,
in your house and take it from there. And I'm not even getting into like Kangen water ionizers and antioxidant properties. I'm just talking about
Do those
having
work,
really
Doc?
decent. Yes, I have a Kangen
They
water
do work,
machine.
okay.
Yes, absolutely does. I notice a difference within a couple of weeks after getting my Kangen water machine.
You got to stay hydrated. You got to eat right. Nutritionist is important, because sometimes you go on these diet plans where you count points or you count calories. You can have 1,200 calories of cookies, right? If you're doing it that way. And that still might fall into your points based on the plan that you're on, but it's not giving you the nutritional value that you need.
That's
So
important.
working with the nutritionist is important.
Absolutely. Eating nutrient dense foods is going to obviate the need for supplements, so to speak. Some people need more based on their physiology and their health status, but that's the best way to get the nutrients.
And I got to tell you, the younger generation, I don't know what it is, but we have ongoing relationship with other people that come and they take internships here, and I see the anxiety level in some of these kids. Now, when I went to NYU, I had high anxiety, but back in the day, that's not what it was called. They sent you off to see a doctor. A shrink Bellevue was mentioned a few times, if you know what I'm saying.
I know.
But with them, I see it, and it's at this pitch level that's frightening sometimes because they're out of control of their own bodies. Their age, talk to them differently than talking to us. How do we communicate with them to get them to come and see you, maybe sit down and have a one-on-one?
That's a great question. It starts with the parents. The children do what their parents do, and if the parents have an unhealthy lifestyle, children are going to have an unhealthy lifestyle. So it starts with the parents. The parents have the control of what food choices they're bringing into the home, or what's their bedtime, or if they're involved in athletic activities. The parents have to be the example. It's not do as I say, it's do as I do. So it starts with the parents preparing healthier options, more nutritious options in the home, eating as a family, that's building healthier relationships, that will expose the kids to doing something different. Now, if children are raised on a diet that's nutrient deplete, they are going to have mental health issues. And so that's another reason that I work with this organization, Fight for Mental Health, is to address mental health from a physical perspective, where we give the body what it needs to optimize how the brain functions and to optimize our ability to adapt to stress. And during these times with COVID, it's very stressful. With mass shootings, I didn't experience that when I was growing up.
True that.
That's very, very stressful.
Today's
So
actually
kids are
the 10 year from Sandy Hook.
Yes, today's the anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an unusual level of stress for kids during these times that we need to address.
You've got so much great information. You do
Thank you.
seminars or?
I have an invitation. I don't do it routinely, but that's coming in the future.
Just relationship with food, that's tremendous.
Mhm.
Because a plate of broccoli, if you love broccoli, then
love
it's
broccoli.
great. If you love cookies, then broccoli is not going to be so sexy. But it's changing your mindset and knowing that you're actually doing something good for yourself. Mental health piece, everyone is suffering from something right now.
Mm-hmm. And going back to the broccoli, your taste buds actually adapt to the foods that you eat. So if you expose yourself to broccoli on day one, you're like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had. And you just hang in there with the broccoli. It takes about 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 exposures for your taste buds to adapt to that flavor and change. Because I did not used to like artichokes or olives, and now I love artichokes and olives. I literally had to force myself to eat it until I liked it, and now I love it. Your taste buds will adapt. But again, going back to mindset, if you say I'll never like it, you will never like it because you've already set yourself up for failure.
No, I love broccoli and cauliflower. Those are my my go-tos. I don't have a problem with them whatsoever. To me, it's because they say put color on your plate. You know, you have the 3 colors.
Eat the rainbow.
Exactly.
But I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
But I love the broccoli. I love the cauliflower. The carrots, I never liked them. Spinach, I'm beginning to learn to eat because now they have that egg white thing that you're supposed to do and ask for it dry. Good luck with that. But dry so they don't put anything in.
All the oil, right?
Yeah. Like you do. You know, you have this, and then you dip whatever you want. So I'm learning to do that, and spinach is involved with that. So I'm learning. I'm adapting. It's not always delicious, but, and then portion controls what Weight Watchers has taught me. My plate looked like this table. That was, for me, that was normal eating. Now it's got to fit on your hand, and you sort of have to slow it down. And sometimes I see big portions, and I'm almost tempted to take half of it off, so I've done that as well.
So when it comes to eating a predominantly whole food, plant-based diet, you don't have to worry about portions.
Well, I tried that. 8
So
months.
portions are more relevant for the not so beneficial foods. need to limit those. But you can eat and because plants have fiber in it, it'll fill you up.
Yes.
And you won't feel like you're lacking or you're hungry. You may eat a little bit more frequently, but you're not lacking during that meal. So sweet potatoes and other vegetables, plus most people prefer meat because plants do have a lot of protein, but most people prefer to have meat-based protein in addition to the plant-based
I went
portion of the
vegan
food.
for 8 months.
I'm sorry?
There was this thing that we did in here where be a little vegan. So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it started that way, remember?
Yep.
I would be vegan for 2 or 3 days a week until I went to vegan. And I gotta tell you, I went to vegan because the Titans football team, the professional football team, all their players went to vegan. And they made the playoffs, and the accountability was one wife that put them on this diet, and they were like Superman. They had all this energy. So I did it. I gotta tell you, all the inflammation in my hands and my feet disappeared. But at that time, veganism was just starting out, so it wasn't easy to find the vegan food. I went all the way to Miami to get vegan ice cream.
Now you don't have to.
Cream.
And now you don't have to. Everything's right here.
So it's a change. I would love to probably, maybe I do it. Maybe I go back to vegan.
But you got to do it the right way.
Oh, no, I did it the right. I lost a lot of weight. I was down to 190 pounds. And the doctor, they wanted me to 172 pounds. No way in the world Freddie's going to get down to 100. I haven't weighed 172 pounds since my senior year in high school.
Yeah, but there's vegan foods that aren't good for you.
Right. So there's a difference
aisles.
between whole food plant-based and veganism. So vegan means just anything could be processed food, but it's plant-based. Process is process any which way you look at it.
Well, we got to walk before we can run, Don.
I'm sorry?
We got to walk before we can run.
Well, some of the process-based vegan hamburgers have more chemicals than actually having a grass-fed.
That's right. That's why
hamburger.
I stayed away from that. But there's
So
all
it's
sorts
different.
of other vegan stuff that you can have, but it is processed. That's the way we started with the process. And so we went and did a show, and this one put grass
Oh, we went to
in my
Hippocrates,
mouth.
so that was raw. That was raw vegan, yes.
Ain't doing that.
Wheatgrass.
Yeah, I felt like I was playing football again in high school when
The
they put the
alfalfa
grass
sprouts
in
were
my.
really good, though.
No.
The microgreens,
No. We ain't there
Acquired
yet.
taste.
We
All
ain't there
right,
yet.
Dr. Thompson, how do people reach you?
They can call the office at 954-210-7729, or they can get on the website, Epic Medical, that's EPOCHE medical.org, and they can schedule an appointment right there online.
So important. Everyone who knows this lady, her name pops up all over town.
Yes.
Only great things do I hear. And that's when I finally said, we have to actually connect. Because from Dr. Maritza to Laura, everyone who knows you only has wonderful things.
They all say it. I know you. I know you. I know you.
So important.
That was so
Get
funny.
in front of your health. Take charge of your health. We're going into the new year. New year, new you. And it's up to you to be accountable to you. And get that accountability, buddy, friend. But ultimately, you control what goes in your mouth, your exercise, your stress level. Time to take you back. Take you back. Ready?
And don't do it out of guilt. Do it because you want to. You do it out
Absolutely.
of guilt. That's short Band-Aid. Do it because you want to. You want to feel better. You want your clothes to feel better. You know, I see she's going to have her shopping spree coming soon. Laura's Closet. Because she's lost so much weight that she's going to be putting all that clothes. She has some expensive clothing.
But imagine, it's, you know, a closet, it's a lifetime of a closet, and then things change. When you finally take your health back, not only do you feel better on the inside, when you look at the mirror and you go, you know what, I've accomplished something that I wanted to accomplish. You look better and you feel better. It's not always on the outside. You could be really, really thin, but feel really bad on the inside.
And for my diabetic friends, remember they put that waistband around your belly because they're looking for the reduction of the belly fat. It isn't about what's on the scale. So be smart, do the game correctly, lose sizes, the weight will come off automatically, and don't live on the scale. That's not what this is about. Learn how to do it the right way. That's what I've learned.
New year, new you.
You got to do it because you know something, if you don't care about yourself, ain't nobody else going to care.
True that. Going to wrap this up. Have a great afternoon, everyone, as we roll into Christmas and New Year's. If you want to know what your future has in store, are you in that crossroads? Tune in tonight to Sarah Spiritual, Speaking with Sarah, live on Oldies. All 6 stations. Just call into the radio station or write in. She's answering all questions. 6:30 to 9.
Yep, 6:30
Wow.
to 9.
Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. And you know what? You matter. And we'll see you tomorrow. 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.